Join me, if you will, in conducting this experiment in civility. I recently made a posting with a Valtor story, a part of the saga of the Cosmic Throne, and the presentation in this particular installment perhaps could be viewed as ambiguous with some of the presentation of Valtor and Valtor's motifs and raison d'etre, his reasons of existence and such, and and sort of using some phrases such as cosmic horror or universe, the dark terrors of the universe. Well, that presentation could be considered ambiguous and um, perhaps alarming to certain egos in this world. And it's really, the experiment involves the power of words and the effect that they have on people, and people who are beholden to words, and more so people who are entitled, who have sort of entitlement mentality. And I want to start this experiment off with this uh, presentation with, let's see, the episode is, yes, here it is right here. It's called The Charming Negress. So, and I don't pay YouTube premium prices, so sometimes I have to watch it. Propaganda, advertisement. So we have learned not to fear words, and I want to wrap this video presentation up with the actual experiment being conducted in real time. And I invite you, dear esteemed, honorable, noble, and notable viewer, notable as in the book of life, that your name is written in the book of life. If you agree, hit this subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up. So now we're going to conduct the experiment. And this experiment involves 4 people sitting around the table, okay? And here we go. We'll have person number 1 represents, one viewpoint. We'll have second person representing another viewpoint. And then we'll have the third person representing their viewpoint. And last but not least, we'll have this person representing their viewpoint. And it's 4 people sitting around a table, essentially. And this is an experiment in civility. And essentially, each person has 2 minutes to make a statement. And they'll go around the table, each person making their statement. And the parameters of this experiment, I don't know if you call it a double blind or what have you, but the people don't know that they're in an experiment, just that they have 2 minutes to sit at this table and they each can make a statement, no longer than 2 minutes. And they'll continue to go around the table until the person conducting the experiment calls a stop to the experiment. But they don't know that the idea, the goal of the experiment is to demonstrate the power of words. And the person controlling the experiment will consider the experiment concluded when one of the people in the table loses their composure or raises their voice or becomes angry or irate. At that moment, the experiment is concluded. Okay? And so the goal, each person makes their statement, and then they continue to do so until one person visibly becomes upset or attacks another person in any, whether verbally or anything. I mean, who knows? We don't know what the table of the table of values that each person operates under. Some person could pull out a gun and shoot another person. So anyway, but I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying that you never know, especially in this day and age, at this late stage of the Kali Yuga, the dark age that we find ourselves in. So anyway, my point with that is the power of words. And I'm going to make my own experiment here. I'm going to say this: I have throughout my life had conversations with people, professed Christians, professed Jesus lovers, all about Jesus and loving Jesus, and all just they're the greatest Christians, and they're talking to you about Jesus and Christianity, and it has been my experience over and over again by these self-entitled religious control freaks that they lose their composure in the course of a conversation simply because I had a different viewpoint or I did not particularly agree with what they were telling me. And I always stated it in a very civil manner. And it has been my experience that Christians and people that are vested in a paradigm of control, which typically is organized religion, when they begin to lose the narrative, control of the narrative in their mind, they become violent, upset, angry, and they attack the other person. And it has been my experience as a composed and civil free thinker that it is very dangerous in this day and age to even have a civil conversation. Look at the division in the United States of America. People are up in arms, and who knows what's going to happen in the days ahead. But I know what's going to happen here at the Omband and New Earth Asher. We're going to continue to conduct ourselves in a civil manner. We're going to continue to seek source and align ourselves with truth. And so it is. Namaste. Namaskaram.